Yo, what up? All right. Think I got everything set up pretty good. It's not too bad. All right, made it today on Wednesday. I know last time it was like I think Friday I did it. I was gone on Wednesday. I didn't have service or anything where I was at, so I couldn't do my live stream on Wednesday. But yeah, here we are today, and totally. I'm pretty much on time. I think I scheduled it for 4, and it's 4:01, and we started about a minute ago. So, yeah, everything's good. Today I want to talk about flight controllers and just basically firmware and everything with you guys. Kind of just see what you guys are using, what you're into, why you're into it, and what troubles you guys have with certain like firmware or the flight controller or what it is, and if there's like anything you guys want to see in it. What's up? What's up your forehead? What, my forehead? I don't know. What's up with my forehead? Does it look weird? I have no idea. Maybe it's like the lights or the camera or something like that. I think the more I do these lives, I might work on like an actual like spot, or I'll do it back in the shop where I have kind of like more of a backdrop or something to be kind of entertaining to do. Dude, you should do a go-kart build soon. um, so yeah. What Precision FPV asks, what is the best recommended FC? That's all up to you. I mean, like, I am using the KISS V2 FC, but yeah, I just, like I said, I want to go over just basically what everybody's doing, what you guys think is pretty good for a flight controller, why you guys use it, and I guess I'll just weigh in my own opinions as well. Damn, what up, Tommy? When are we gonna go fly? So yeah. So Josh Allenson, he says, how's the KISS V2? It's pretty legit. Like, I've liked it. Like I said in my last live, the thing I like the most is that I feel like I have like a wider PID, like parameters. It gives me more room and everything to tune compared to the V1. So yeah, I think the KISS V2 is a lot better in that regards. But yeah, you got the ethics drone drop. Cool. That was from Future FPV. But yeah, so I mean, I guess I could go down the line of like what like I first started with, and I mean, from everybody starting in the very beginning, it was what I was basically using. I mean, we're not going to go all the way back to like, using some just random boards that we use. Let's start with, say, like Clean Flight or something that kind of like forked into Betaflight. I feel like most people now know Betaflight, and I think that was like the main, like the biggest move was going from Clean Flight to Betaflight, and moving from like using like a Naze 32 into just being able to run a couple different boards and everything on an S bus and stuff like that on the Betaflight firmware. So I think like I think being able to have certain features on a board is really important. I do think things like having like OSD on the board, I personally like it. I think that's something that is missing from like the KISS boards. Sometimes is having OSD. I know there's other ways to get OSD now, like the TBS Evo and things like that, which have totally made it like super awesome. I don't have to figure out how to do like an OSD or have like a little piggyback OSD or something like that, or micro like OSD board, like a separate board or anything for KISS. So that's kind of cool. But I think having an OSD on a board is pretty important, and I think doing something like in some regards of like even having like PDBs that have OSDs and stuff like that. Also, like I think that's something that's pretty cool also. But yeah, I mean OSDs on boards. I guess having enough serial ports so you could run like whatever random shit you want to. Like some guys, like I just like having options basically on a board. At least I'd say like three options on a board maybe, like three serial RXs. So if you want to do anything like run a GPS and then you have everything, for running like smart audio would be another one, and some other random thing that you might want. Three is just, I think, pretty good. So having like a clean layout and having just enough ports for everything to hook stuff up is super important to me. But yeah, let me filter through some of these comments and see what you guys are saying about some of these boards. Precision FPV says, what do you all think about the Bardwell F4 FC? I've never used one of those boards. I've seen it, just pictures of it. Kind of looks like he covers pretty much all the bases on it. I think a lot of boards also come down to what gyro they're running and where the placement of those certain things and stuff are on the board in a sense. I don't think like gyro has to be in the center of the board or whatever. I'm not gonna like go into all that kind of stuff, but I do know that it needs like a certain amount of things to work correctly in a certain layout. Do you think Flyduino will ever come out or ever will include OSD? I don't know. I hope so. I know Felix is doing like his own company thing right now too, like another side thing, and I'm sure he'll put it into there. Don't know if he is going to do anything. I don't know with like on the Flyduino side of putting OSD. I'm not sure, but that would be cool. It'd be nice to have. And I know like I'm always banking kind of like on TBS, always coming up with things to kind of like ease the use of stuff in this hobby. They kind of have like some good ideas. I've heard of some good things coming as well, that might alleviate some of that stuff for like everybody. So yeah. Oh, that was a good question too. This was a question from, oh dude, I always mess your name up, I'm so sorry. Spiro FPV, Spyro FPV. What are your thoughts on FC gummy tension? I like to have like on the Kiss V2, I like to have it like pretty tight. It has to be like pretty good tension on there. I don't like it too loose. I feel like I get a lot more vibrations and issues like that. But then again, I've ran some other boards. Like I know I was running the Helio. The Helio was a good board for their like run that they had, even though like I don't even know what happened, lawsuit or something or whatever it was. They had a good thing going. Their board was running really good, and I could run that board on the gummies a little bit looser, and it was really good. But yeah, there's no progress with that firmware or anything right now. So and then I went to Kiss V2, and I was like, oh my god, like it's so much better than Kiss V1. So yeah, that's the difference. Like whatever they were using on the Helio board worked really good with the gummies, and it liked being a little bit loose. The V2 board, the Kiss V2, is like you just want it tight. Like I don't know, like there's not much play on it. But to follow up with that, you want to do the 4-in-1. If you're going to be using that, the 4-in-1 ESC from Kiss, make sure that one's a little bit loose, because when I hard mounted that thing and it got some smacks to the frame on it, something got messed up and they go out on you, and you don't want to lose an expensive board like that. So if you drill out the holes a little bit bigger and put gummies in there and have that a little looser, then you don't have that issue at all, and that thing's super solid. What else we have in here? How you know much about FET Tech, it's hopefully gonna be litty. Yeah, Fet Tech's like Felix's like thing he's doing. I don't really know much information about it, just from things that I've seen or whatever, but the stuff he's doing looks pretty cool. I mean, it's Felix. The guy's done the most awesome stuff with Kiss, so I wouldn't expect anything else from him. Let's see. What else do we have in here? Nismo, he said that and then explained how to mount it with soft mounts and then drilled out the holes. What's your screen on? There might be a lag, Albie. So yeah, there might be some lags going on. Nismo also said, Eric, we need a black ethics strap. Killing me with the green only. You're gonna get killed, my dude. Green's like the staple on the neck strap. I don't think we're gonna be coming out with black anytime soon, but we'll have some other colors of some other things. Have you tried running BL Heli 32 with KISS V2? I haven't done it with KISS V2. I did it with KISS V1. Wasn't bad, but when it comes to KISS, try and stay proprietary as possible. So use the KISS ESCs with the KISS flight controller. I know it's expensive, and I know BL Heli 32 stuff's a lot cheaper, but yeah, I personally, my opinion would be just to stick with everything. And yeah, I know people have had good success with trying other stuff with it, and they like it. So whatever really works for you. This isn't really like a, I wouldn't say this is a live video or conversation about like, you know, what to use. Everybody's going to have their own opinion and what works for them, and that's what's super cool about this is I just want to talk to you guys and see what you guys are using and where everybody's mindset's at with what they're doing. So reading a lot of this stuff kind of gives me a good explanation of like what you guys are using and what you guys are into, and yeah, that always helps everybody out. Have you guys had any issues with any particular flight controller or firmware? I know when I've used Betaflight, I've had issues. I like Betaflight. I like what Betaflight's always done. It's just that it's very like, there's a lot of things going on. I always feel like the more going on, the more there is for something to happen, and or something just to like not work every time. And I feel like that's the issue. You have like the firmware could be solid, so maybe it doesn't work with everybody's setup exactly. So you might have somebody like that uses like a certain board and certain ESCs, and he's like, dude, it works every single time for me. Like I have no issues. It's baller. Update to the latest like Betaflight, you'll have no issues. Then the guy next to him is like, dude, I'm having issues because maybe he's using like, you know, a different board or something that it doesn't talk to correctly, or maybe something's like messed up. But yeah, so that's another reason kind of like why I like KISS, because like KISS works with KISS firmware and it's just all KISS. Like there's nothing really else around like the whole like thing of it. It's just KISS works with KISS. That's it. So you can like, if somebody's like, hey, this isn't working, and you know, another guy's like, hey, my KISS setup. That's how you know like how to go around an issue, and maybe it's like a hardware issue or something like that, because usually KISS stuff works like, or it doesn't. It's just one of the two things. With Betaflight, sometimes I'm like, dude, it could be anything, like, and we have to go through every step of the process to figure out what it is. So let's see what else you guys are talking about. Hopefully that made sense to you on just like my thing with KISS. Jason Waits asks, I've always run all KISS V2 plus 32 amps since they came out and never had a problem, not caused by crashing. Steel and Wolf PDB's good too. Yeah, it's a good combo as well to run with that. I'm right now personally running KISS 4-in-1, KISS V2, and then the TBS Evo transmitter for the OSD, and that has been a really good setup for me. Keep getting Betaflight bugs where I update flight controllers and the receiver tab breaks. The fix was to unsolder the receiver and bam, the update works. Happened on 4 different Betaflight boards. So see, these are like little workarounds that it's tough. It's tough sometimes, especially when you're getting into the hobby. It can be very discouraging. And most guys that are getting into the hobby are still going to first be flying Betaflight because there's so many options for you to buy that run Betaflight. I don't see a lot of people getting into the hobby and going to like KISS right away or anything. Hadley's famous FPV says Flight 1 only gives me issues. I only tried Flight 1 like way back in the day. Like I say way back in the day, which was maybe like a year and a half or 2 years ago or something. Something like that. Probably like 2 years ago. And I just had nothing but issues with it. And now I think it's pretty good. I don't know if Flight 1 and I don't know what it's called. I don't know. I've seen it. Falcon 1 or something like that. Falco. Anyways, apparently that's supposed to be pretty baller. But Falco X, thank you. I don't know. I'm probably not going to try it just because I'm locked into KISS and it's working really good and I'm not changing anything just because everything's working. But supposedly that's supposed to be pretty good. I would say like if I didn't fall into like the KISS direction, I might try that. I was doing stuff with the Helio boards and those were pretty good. So I might go towards the Falco X side of things. I don't think I'd go back to Betaflight. I would try that first and see if that works well, because I feel like that's still something that's pretty proprietary to what they're doing. And I like that way when it comes to flight controllers and firmware, is just to stick with something that's a little bit more proprietary, not something that's made for all in a sense. Even though it works well, I feel like you're going to get more performance out of something that's a little bit more proprietary. I think when you're starting out and you're just getting into the hobby, it's way more better. I would say totally go for Betaflight or something like that, and it's probably going to give you more headaches, but you're going to learn a lot of things on the way. Then you could look into doing like, learning something else like KISS or something like that. But Betaflight will definitely teach you tuning and setting your quad up and things like that. But yeah, if you stick in the hobby and you get to a point where you're doing this stuff a lot more and you like it, I'd go to something more proprietary like KISS or whatever that other one is. I don't know. It's like a tongue twister for me. I don't know why. Let's see. Pesky FPV says Betaflight's RPM filter is also pretty good. UK stock of F1 stuffs tend to be hit or miss, so I always need a Betaflight rig. So this goes with what I was saying also, in the sense of like an RPM filter. Like, what is an RPM filter? They're going to come out with something, you're going to have to learn what an RPM filter is. So from the last time I used Betaflight, if I went back to it now, which would be like a few months later, I don't know, 7 months later or something like that, I'd be completely lost. I couldn't just plug it in and pretty much go. To where I went back to KISS now in the last few months since Helio kind of disappeared, and like I was able to just flash KISS and I knew what I was doing because nothing's really changed, just the firmware has been updated and they have a new board that has more processing power, which opened up the PID parameters a lot more. So the layout, everything, all that stuff is the same. Where if I went back to Betaflight, I'd be lost. The screen is probably going to look different. The only things that are going to look the same is the first, the first screen, the receiver tab, and stuff like that. Everything else is going to be pretty much something new to me. So that's another thing to kind of talk about. Noisy B says CL Racing is my go-to, and I have 3 still alive. Dude, CL Racing, that board was super was super good. Like I want to say I had 3 quads before I switched to the Helio FC running that same board, and they just like all worked all the time. Um, Actually, I just got hit up. Somebody needed a Betaflight board the other day, and like they were in like a pinch, and I didn't have to get it over to them, but I was gonna give them the CL board just because I knew like I could grab them for them and they would all work. Hawkeye says, I still have a Naze 32 on clean flight that still flies. That's awesome. I have a Naze 32 like Rev 1 board still in the plastic like static thing that I'm not opening. It just chills in a drawer. I think it's awesome. What else do we got here? Jason, thanks for... Yeah, no problem, man. Go rip. I'm gonna, like I said, try and do this stream like once a week, preferably on Wednesdays, unless something comes up like last week. Corvide, Corvide, I don't know. Why are your socks missing? I was like, what? What are you talking about? I know what you're talking about. Let's see, Clown Livian. I don't know how to say all your guys' names. You know if I'm talking about you. I have 3 quads on Kiss V2 and just built 2 quads on Flight 1. I love my Kiss, but I must admit the stick feel is amazing on Flight 1. Yeah, so the stick feel I think is better on Kiss. I haven't really messed with the Flight 1 stuff. The Helio stuff was the closest I felt to Kiss, and I gotta say, I always compare everything like to that Kiss feel. I think the Flight 1 was probably just a little more flowy. I feel like more guys that I see flying Flight 1 stuff, their videos seem a more flow. I don't know if you guys do this, but I could watch videos on YouTube and I could pretty much tell if they're flying a Kiss setup or if it's Betaflight or something else. You can kind of tell by the characteristics on how the quad flies. It's kind of apparent. I need to get like a stream, like a legit one hooked up. Actually, I'm gonna work on that so that way I could do stuff on the computer and I could show you guys split screen of what I'm talking about. But yeah, you guys, if next time I'll do that and you guys could literally see what I'm saying, like if I pull up a Kiss video or, you know, Betaflight or whatever, you should be able to notice it. Yeah, see Hadley can notice it. Tired Flyer, I doubt you could tell with my footage. I fly really weird. If you're flying really weird, you're probably not flying Kiss. Let's have a Team Failsafe podcast meetup. Talk about poop and relax. I know that podcast always turns into talking about poop. It's probably my fault. Judge our flight videos in the next stream. I could tell Kiss for sure. The rest can remain a mystery. Yeah, there's not enough videos on Kiss. Kiss is like such a niche, like, I don't know. It's such a, I feel like it's such a niche thing. There aren't that many people flying on Kiss. I know why, because of the price, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. I just always worry about, because of the price, if you get Kiss and something happens and you're wiring it up and it explodes, then you're going to get discouraged and you're like, I'm just out whatever now and I don't want to buy something else. So yeah, that's kind of a problem with Kiss. So yeah, is Kiss getting more popular? I don't know if it's really getting more popular. I think the people that are using it are they just like it and they use it. People that aren't. Michael says that's why you learn on cheap Betaflight. Exactly. Like that's why I said if you're first getting into the hobby, I would suggest go to Betaflight just because there's so many options, and you could learn your way and take the steps to figure out what it's doing, and then move into something that's more proprietary like KISS or the Flight One stuff. I wish Helio was not dead. Helio was good. They had a good thing going, and yeah. Helio is dead. I don't know how dead they are, but it seems like they're pretty dead. Best KISS setup I would do is I've been running the 4-in-1 and the V2. I like running the 4-in-1 just because I don't have to run caps or anything like that. It is a pricey ESC setup, and the KISS V2, I think that's like the only way to go if you're gonna go with a KISS board. I wouldn't bother with the V1. There's the V2 just flies a lot better. What will replace Betaflight? I don't know if that's really like a thing that can be replaced. Betaflight's always gonna be Betaflight and have its, you know, pros and cons, I guess. Steel PDB and V2, easy and clean. Yeah, that is pretty good. Are you on the 6S train yet? Yeah, I've flown 6S. I got like 6S packs for stuff. For the most part, I run 5S. I feel like sometimes 6S is pretty powerful for what I'm running, but I do have my low KV motors that, you know, are running a 6S. I'm in a 6-inch prop a lot better. So they run like a 5.5 and a 6-inch prop quite well. You could run them on a 5-inch prop as well. If you were on like the, what is that? The 5 by, or is it 5.1 by 4 point, whatever. It's a little higher pitch 5-inch prop, 5.1 by 4.3, I think it is. Yeah, you can run those on the low KV version of my motors. They're nice because they have like the beefier stator. The 2407 beefier stator is nice because you could like run it low on your throttle and it's just like super smooth if you're just like cruising and you want to get like nice flowy video. And then yeah, if you want to just stay on the throttle and be really aggressive with your flying, it's got plenty of power to just pull you out of like anything. It's a good combo. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. What batteries are you running for 6S? Got mostly 1050 milliamp hour tattoos, FU 1300s. The China Hobby line 6S. Those are pretty baller. If you were to start the hobby today with all the things that you know, what would you get to start? That's a really good question. If I feel like I'm starting the hobby, though, I wouldn't know all the things I know today. But I feel like I would get like just like a decent radio, and I would hit the sim for a bit, just so I wouldn't crash anything. And so I would just like pretty much stay on the sim and the radio. I honestly would look for an old pair of the Fat Shark HD 2s, what I'm running, because I just like that bigger field of view. I don't know if I get the HDOs or anything like that. I'd stay with the HD2s. I'd find a used pair or something like that because those are baller. So those would be like my two big investments I'd go into. And then I would watch some of the better pilots and things and kind of see what frames and stuff to go into. But I think for my first frame, I'd go into getting like the Source 1, the TBS Source 1 frame, just because it's cheap and it's pretty robust. It has all the right little things, like the holes and stuff to hook stuff up in the right places. The layout's pretty nice on it, and I wouldn't have to worry about replacing parts. So instead of going into like a pro model, like a pro model frame, I would just I'd stay with the Source 1. And mind you, this is like like a beginner going at it. And then I would go with like a Betaflight board. I don't think I'd go with a foreign one. I think I'd go with individual ESCs on the arms, just in case something happens. I could just change out one ESC. And then, yeah, I think that'd be it. And then motors, I don't know. I'd probably be running like 4S to start with. So I'd rather, if I was running a 5-inch prop, I'd probably go with like Steel's motors because they're super smooth, or I would go with either like, even my motors would be pretty good. They're good on 4S. But if I was running like a 6-inch source one, I guess, because you need a bigger prop to run 4S. But yeah, motors kind of be one of those two, just depending on prop size. And then yeah, that'd pretty much be it. And then just keep going. Just keep learning everything, but definitely just stick on the sim for a while. But yeah, I think, you know, get some baller stuff that you're gonna know works and is gonna be good for a while. I mean, I've had the HD2s since they've like came out, and I haven't changed. And same thing with like, you know, radio. Just get a radio. That's not gonna change. So yeah, that's basically it. That's not really like anything gnarly. I think you could build a pretty decent quad for like $400 to $500 in parts. So yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go. I think I'm gonna be doing, once my V2 frame is done, and then I have another one that I've been working on. I'm gonna start doing some ready to flies. So that'd be another option too, is just buying something that's ready to fly from somebody that's like knows how to build a quad ready. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna be like focusing on coming up here in the future, is building a lot more ready to flies and putting those for sale. So yeah, that'll be, I wish that was more of a thing when I was starting out, was being able to like buy ready to flies also that were like this type of like stuff, not like a random ready to fly like out of a box. But like Daniel does a good job at X Hover making a bunch of ready to flies, but I think I'll stick with our ethics stuff and make some cool ready to flies with that stuff. Okay, I'm behind on your guys' questions. That question took a while. That was a good one, though. Have you tried the TBS Fusion VTX? If yes, what do you think about it? The Fusion, which will be the receiver module, Trappy has some prototypes or early production runs or something, I think, coming our way pretty soon. He should be getting those in and shipping them to us when we get that, and I figure everything out with that. I will definitely let you guys know, and I'll give you guys like a little review and things and whatever on it. I'll definitely be showing that off and being like, look what I have, and you guys don't have it. I'm just kidding. I just felt like saying that because it's partially true. All right, but Jesus, I'm dropping stuff over here. Fly Nasty, keep the live streams going. Yeah, I'm planning on doing it. They've been fun so far. But yeah, let's see. What's your opinion on FR Sky versus TBS versus jumper drama? I didn't know there's like a bunch of drama. I know FR Sky TBS drama. I didn't know there was like a jumper drama. I would say just wait to see what's coming, like probably towards the end of this year. Minds will be blown. But hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, help his channel grow. Yeah, dude, thanks, Hadley. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the thumbs up and subscribe and do all that good stuff. I know I don't say that enough, but yeah, thanks for reminding me actually to say that. Jesse Monkey Jones, ethics bag. Which ethics bag are you talking about? If you're talking about the backpack, we literally said okay, everything's a go, and it's off to the factory and it's going in production. We did that today. It's baller. I like it. I like the way it came out. It was one of those things where I got the final sample and I legit like smiled. I was like, yeah, this is legit. Transmitter bag. Those are in the way, like, of, I think, coming from the factory to the warehouse. Those are like the super, like, V2 nice, like, versions we just did too. But yeah, those, they got to be in transit or something somewhere. I know we saw them, they were in production and they were like moving, but there was like a a pretty gnarly flood, I guess, in China, or like it rained gnarly and like flooded out a lot of stuff because I was asking about some motors that I'm working on, and they sent me a picture of the motor factory, and like they're like, oh yeah, we would give you an update about the motors if we could get to our front door. And it was just like they would need like a rowboat or a canoe to get to their front door. So that reminds me, after this live stream, I'm probably going to hit them up and ask them if the flood's gone. Let's see, Dustin Lewis, did you sign an NDA with FR Sky to not tell us about the mind-blowing thing? No, I don't have any affiliate with FR Sky. It's not through FR Sky. Let's see. Backpack is sold out already. We're placing a pretty decent order. I don't know how fast it's gonna go out, but it's cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty baller. Hey Eric, question about rates on KISS. Whenever I flip pitch, my quad dips to the left. Do you think I should play around with expo on roll? So when it dips to the left, are you thinking that's something that has to do with your stick input? Or do you think that might be something that's actually mechanically an issue with your quad? That's my question to you. Joseph Jr. says, do you personally play with expo? Dude, I run very little expo. I never grasped the whole like playing with expo and the feel, like not the feel, but whatever it is, to get a little smoother on the sticks. I never really messed with that, and I just always like practiced getting smoother on the sticks with my hands, I guess. I think Tommy's like the same way. Tommy's like really smooth on the sticks. I don't think he runs a lot of like expo or anything either. I don't think he's ever really played with it. But yeah, I don't really have tips on expo or rates or anything that much. I never really messed with them. I would just like take whatever was stock or almost no rates, and I would just like bump up my rates until it spun quick enough to where when I gave it a full deflection to the left, it would complete the roll and just stop in the, like right where I wanted it. Same thing with pitch. It would just do a flip and stop. That's kind of how I set it up. Yaw, I don't do that. Yaw's usually like, I guess if I spin it, it'll only spin like halfway around or something. But yeah, I don't really mess with expo. Let's see here. Trim would be why it's dipping. Check your trim. Yes, it could be trim also with that guy's dipping thing. Like I'm saying, it might be something more on the mechanical side with like a piece of hardware than it is actually your stick inputs. But if you have an issue with the stick inputs, then then yeah, that's what's up. Nizma says, where is this backpack? It is going into production. We do not have it out for sale yet, so just keep an eye on it. Everyone says to tune rates by rolls. I think you should tune rates by doing rapid turns. Yeah, you could do that. Do you know the way? I don't know the way lately. Jason Chadowski says, also watching that bucket go away. Bucket go away. Oh, the rat rod. Yeah, the rat rod's gone. Dude picked it up yesterday. He's gonna be like just mashing the hell out of it, hopefully. I gotta get the truck finished. Artemis, what up? Fly Nasty says, backpack sneak peek. It's the one, like, there's some pictures I have on Instagram and stuff and everything. It's a think tank session, but it's like an ethics version of everything that me and Steele have wanted on it from using it. I've used it for I don't know. I've used it for a long time, like since it came out. Actually, I have like the first version they've done, and I would just tear the thing apart and change it up into how I wanted it set up, and then finally we were like, maybe Think Tank will partner with us and let us like make it how we basically tear it up and how we want it to be. And like, to our surprise, they were like fuck yeah, like we'll do something with you guys. And we are like, sweet, like let's do this. And we got to make like our own version of their like backpack, basically, which is cool. Like we got to change things up, like everything, like like everything. They, if we wanted like a new zipper, like we could put a new zipper if we wanted, but we wanted like different material of like the fabric and stuff and everything. And yeah, they're like, we're totally down with it. It was really cool. That was really cool making that backpack. Like I said, I had a big smile when I opened up the final sample and was like, oh, this is sick. It's a soft backpack, by the way. Try it. Tired Flyer says, is it a hard backpack or a soft? It's soft. I like it because it's the backpack I use every day. Even when I'm not flying, I throw my laptop in it, everything. It's a perfect backpack to like go to work, everything, throw your quads on it, go fly after work, all that stuff. You could use it just going out, throw a bunch of stuff in there. It's cool. Albie says, can I just order the ethics logos and put them on my think tank? Yeah, you go to Newbie Drones. I made a bunch of patches. You can just put a patch on your backpack if you want. But yeah, this one's set up a little bit, like a little different, like inside and stuff. So, hi Eric, just built a 6S 5-inch quad and I'm under 500 grams with a 1050 lipo. Is this too light for a freestyle build? Some are saying I won't have momentum. That is kind of light, but not too bad. Throw a GoPro on it and you should be fine. I mean, I don't know. Is that with a GoPro or without a GoPro? Throw a camera on there. I'm sure it'll be just fine. Dude, mindless. Thanks for the 99 cents. I'll call it $1. I like your style with the 99 cents. Thank you for that. You guys are insane. Like last week too, that was insane. You guys are crazy. The session is the closest I've seen to the Trail 25. Yes. That's because the guy that works for Think Tank that designs everything actually flies FPV, and he was using the Trail and based a lot of it off of that. Shortcuts says shortcuts. I like that. What do you think about the Bandolero? I haven't seen it in person. I've seen only a couple photos. It doesn't look like a bad frame. I just haven't like really gotten to see it yet or see anybody flying it. We need a GoPro Session 7 Ethics Edition. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think GoPro works with anyone. 25, okay, whatever, I see. I don't know what that means. Are you getting the DJI Osmo Action? I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm gonna go with getting that. I'm pretty dialed in with my GoPros. I've used them on like a bunch of shoots and everything, and I haven't had any issues or anything like that. I feel like I need to go with the Osmo Action. I think it might be good just because I like that you could have the DJI's color profiles, like they have that Cinelike D or whatever they use, their flat one. I do like that flat color profile that they have on all their stuff, like the drones and their like Osmo Pocket and all that stuff, and just their flat profile. It's really good to color grade. So, in a sense, yeah, I do like that. I just don't know because it has a smaller field of view, I think, which might not be bad either because usually when I film or I'm on shoots or anything, I use wide anyways. I don't use super view, but I like to have options. And so yeah, I think what I'll do is like I'll wait till I get to play with it first. Got your crossfire diversity handy? I don't have that quad on me here right now. Shoot, I'll have to show that one in like the next live stream or a video or something. But yeah, it's basically like the Immortal L going off the back, and then I have the T on the front, like the Immortal T going from arm to arm on the front of the quad, if that makes sense. Will you ever try the new Flight 1 Falco X? Negative. Maybe wait till the 2nd gen Osmo? Yeah, maybe. Did you try the Foxier Box 2 yet? I haven't tried the Foxier Box 2. I literally just have like 2 Hero 7s and that's it. That's all I run. I got one with the ND and one without the ND. And depending on what I'm doing, I usually run wide on it. 2.7K. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 4K 60 wide usually because I could run a hyper smooth if I need to. Dude, the Session was a badass little camera. I don't know why they got rid of it. I feel like they could have done like more better things with it, but I don't know. I feel like at the time FPV wasn't their market, but now they're like, oh, FPV's a thing, and I think a lot of these companies are realizing that FPV's a thing now, and they try and throw that into their marketing, which is funny because I think that they should listen to what the people that they're marketing, and you know. Yeah, and if you're still rocking the Session 5 and you haven't broke it yet, like, good on you. But yeah, so I don't know. Do we have any more questions or anything? I'll open it up for a few more questions or opinions or anything on what's going on. Any drama, anything that's going on. I haven't really been on Facebook in the groups. I'm not good at it. I just kind of been doing my own thing like usual. So I'm not really keeping up with like what's new. Any updates on the OpKicks camera? The OpKicks camera, they're just still doing their thing. There hasn't really been any updates that I've heard on anything new from them. The new burgundy hat that's coming is fire. It's got like our new logo on there and everything too. Well, that's just like our logo. I guess like there's like the branded Ethics logo, and then that's like our logo. Any car builds, just the truck. The truck's the only thing going on right now. New impulse frame. Yep, that's coming. The whatever it's called. I don't even know. Apex or something like that. Apex. I haven't used it yet. I haven't like I don't have an Apex frame to even show or do anything. I don't really do much with Impulse. I just have like my V2 frame that I am just going to be working on. That's it. But I'm glad to hear that like there's a lot of hype around it. Do you feel like Captain Vanover is using Rotorite to secretly build his channel? Oh, jeez. I mean, who doesn't use a platform to help themselves out, right? Just bought an Alien 2. Maybe I should. Oh, where's the V2 Cougar? It's being designed. Someone gives Zoro a number to his shrink his video. I don't know what that means. What is the fastest land animal in the world? Fucking cougar, bro. But cool. We're hitting 50 minutes here. Oh, by the way, any idea why all the Steel V2 motors are out of stock everywhere? They are going to be in stock everywhere. Like, I don't know if you heard this, but yeah, we have stock of all that stuff. I know there's like some environmental issues in China, like some flooding or something like that going on, like a lot of rain. And yeah, it's just kind of slowing things down a little bit, but we have like all of our stuff ramped up. Every motor, everything, they're coming in hot. So you will have all that stuff, and the dealers will have everything pretty soon. So yeah, you're gonna have, I think, steel, the V2 silks. You're gonna have the stouts, the Konasty motor, like the 2200 kV, 1739 kV. Yeah, and like some other cool shit. But yeah, motors are coming in hot. Motors are coming in hot. New goggle straps coming in hot. TX bag is coming in hot. What else? I don't know. We have a bunch of stuff that's coming in that, like, I can't wait for it to come in. I need to order some of that stuff up too. I basically get to order that stuff when you guys get to order that stuff. It's all at Trappy's warehouse. Like, we all need it. But yeah, you guys take care. Have a good one. Ethics socks are coming in hot. Go to the website. They're already on the website if you want Ethics socks. And yeah, that's ethicsltd.com. Hit shop, and there's some shirts and some socks and some other stuff on there. But I will see you guys next time. Like I said before, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week live. And yeah, I'm gonna try and put just a regular video out this week too. Hopefully I can hit like Wednesdays and Fridays pretty hard.